Recently, Dan Meridor visited London, where ShalomTV correspondent Erez Frisch had an opportunity to sit with him to talk about Jerusalem's future, especially in light of possible peace negotiations with the Palestinian and Arab communities. Here are the thoughts of the chairman of the Jerusalem Foundation, Dan Meridor.
Mr. Meridor, thank you very much for giving us this interview. You're speaking now to Jews and non-Jews through ShalomTV. Mr. Meridor, how is it like over here being welcomed in London through the Jerusalem Foundation?
We came here to commemorate the passing away of Teddy Kollek, our mayor for 28 years, who founded the foundation. And as the foundation is very active in Britain, and Jews and non-Jews alike donate money for the cause of Jerusalem, for the city of Jerusalem, we came to commemorate Teddy's passing away, and this is what we are doing tonight. We are received very warmly.
Politics in Israel is going through a very tough phase. The Prime Minister Olmert obviously is hopeful to get the Israeli public vote of confidence. What happens if he will not regain the confidence of the Israeli people? What do you make out of the Israeli government credibility?
The Israeli government now is in a unique position. They don't have a vast support in the public. In fact, it is quite low, dramatically low. But they still have solid support in the Knesset. As long as this is the case, they will stay in power. In a week's time, there will be election in the Labour Party, the major partner to Kadima in the coalition. If as a result of these elections the Labour will quit the coalition, then the government is in danger of falling. If the Labour stays in, I believe the government may continue.
Now, once again, academics over here in England are trying to boycott Israeli universities and Israeli professors, claiming that they are in charge or responsible partially for the human rights violation on behalf of the Israeli government. Now, these standards are not exactly the same as it happens elsewhere in the world regarding other human rights atrocities. What do you make out of it? What are the motivations behind such movements?
It's quite strange that people would treat Israel the way they do, and there may be motivations that are not really relevant. Is it because there's a special treatment of the Jews historically, or other reasons? I don't know. But in fact, while fighting a war, Israel maintains a higher standard of behavior and human rights than other countries, may I say, including this country, Britain, who in the Second World War detained everybody who had German passport, who after 9/11 and the attacks on Britain passed laws that Israel never passed regarding how you treat suspects in terror. So it's quite annoying to think that people who act like this criticize others. Now, criticism is of course legitimate. By boycotting a country should really be in extreme cases. Israel, being under attack for decades, is fighting for its defense and defense of its people. After withdrawing unilaterally from Gaza, after offering a two-state solution, after having peace with Egypt and Jordan, to attack us when we are the object of attacks by others and our very existence is threatened by the Iranian leadership and Hezbollah and Hamas, one needs to look for some other motives. It cannot be rational, relevant motives.
Do you think that further steps should be taken? Have all the legal means been exhausted against such moves?
Well, I don't know about this in England. It's for the British public to discuss. But if you start by boycotting people with whom you don't agree, then where do you end? I think this is wrong. I think this is not the way to go about things. You have questions or even criticism, level it. It's fine. We are ready to discuss it in public. But of all the countries in the world, those who fight and those who are attacked and those who attack, to pick up Israel, to pick up on Israel and say, we are going to boycott you because you are defending yourself in a way that we don't like, sounds very ugly.
And Mr. Meridor, you are the international chairman of the Jerusalem Foundation. Now, we don't really know how the final peace agreement will look like, but Jerusalem is on the table, open possibly for future negotiations. What do you make out of it? What is the city culture and future and material and even spiritual diversity can look in the lights of such a threat? Is it going to become binational? Is it going to become internationalized? Are we going to see any UN troops patrolling on Jerusalem streets?
Never in the history of Jerusalem was it the capital of any nation but the Jewish nation in Israel. From day one, 3,000 years ago, when King David made it the capital of his kingdom, all along the years, many of which this part of the world was controlled by Christians and Muslims, there was not one Muslim ruler who made Jerusalem his capital, because Jerusalem has never been nationally sacred. It has been religiously sacred to three religions, the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims. But as a national capital, it has never been anybody else's, and I don't think it would be. This doesn't mean that the life in Jerusalem is not unique and that it does not need to take into account the diversity, the different communities, both Muslims, Christians, and Jews, and among those communities themselves. Many Christian communities fighting with each other on the Holy Sepulchre, Muslims of all sorts, Jews, secular and religious. So in a way, it's a big challenge to find a way to coexist in a reasonable and good pattern of those all these communities. And it is the job of the Jerusalem municipality, the government of Israel, and the Jerusalem Foundation. And in fact, one of the main goals of the foundation is to help with coexistence between the religions and inside the religions. And we have projects and we raise money for people who help us to coexist among the very diverse communities of Jerusalem. One project that may be of interest is a bilingual school. We have a school that teaches both languages in each class. Two teachers stand in the same class to audience, to students from first grade up, who speak two languages and are half Jewish, half Arabs. And this is a way to build coexistence and confidence and the knowledge of the other. And the coexistence should be really from day one. So this is a project we are raising money for here in England and in other countries, and we get money for it. So this is one of the main objects that we are dealing with. You know, one can wait for the final settlement of the issue of Jerusalem politically. It may take time. It's difficult. In the meantime, people live here, of all religions, of all different backgrounds, and we need to see to it that the life is not only good, but it's excellent. And Jerusalem can be a place where exemplary plans and coexistence ideas will be brought to reality, and this is what we are doing.
Mr. Meridor, final question. If you be called upon, will you join Israeli government? Can you see the future back into politics? You're a close ally of Mr. Olmert, and you have been an integral part of the Likud party for many years.
Yes, I've been in the Likud party for many years. I served in various Israeli governments. I served the Knesset for many years. I'm now out of it and I like it, but when next election comes, I have to make up my mind. There are some who want me back, and I need to decide when time comes.
Mr. Meridor, thank you very much for devoting your time, precious time for us. Thank you on behalf of ShalomTV, and best wishes to the country of Israel. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All those of you who are still abroad are invited to come and join us.
Thank you.